It's week 6 of the National Football League, and we've got the rocket-armed Will Levis. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Titans and the Colts, and it comes your way next.
From the capital of Tennessee and of country music, for any of you fans out there, welcome to Nashville. We're at Nissan Stadium. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott up here in the booth, and the talk about this game, Brock, is centered, not surprisingly, on a couple of quarterbacks who came through the draft the same year and now in their second seasons here in the NFL.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's year 2, year 5, year 10, or Tom Brady, like 30 years later. They still remember every guy in their class. And when you look across and you see your peer, you are linked together in that draft. You're also linked together in this league that knows how hard getting any win on any day is. And you want this one to get...
To kick off, here's Ryan Stonehouse. And away we go from Nashville. Here's a return from the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick, who unfortunately had that rookie season cut short at just 4 games. Good to have him back from Florida, Anthony Richardson.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great, no interceptions. But just the 1 touchdown. Be curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
And some great extra effort to keep that run going for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 41-yard line.
Taylor again. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
On the counter, it's Taylor. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Ball start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds. We've got 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them, trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up. The Colts ready for the punt. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Titans now to get their first drive of the game. And leading them out is their 2nd-year quarterback from Kentucky. He earned several starts as a rookie. It's Will Levis.
As you take the field coming off of a bye week, you really want to take advantage of what you just did. The self-scouting, the evaluating of yourself over the early part of this season, and make sure you capture what you want to do and what you have to do over the rest of the season.
That's going to be caught. Tony Pollard.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
And that one's incomplete.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
6 yards to go.
Throwing is Levis on third down. Okonkwo brings it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Great opening drive continues. 1st and 10 at the 33. Shotgun now for Levis. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Finds him over the middle. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Levis throwing again. That is caught along the sideline, and he gets the feet down. Wow! It's a pickup of 11. And the tight Shane Steichen definitely saw things differently, and now he's thrown the challenge flag.
Previous play is under review.
So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting both feet down?
Yeah, this is why it's a perfect look. This is why teams scout body control and field awareness for these pass catchers. For moments like this, he did not have much margin for error, and it happens oh so fast.
All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a 3rd one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. Little off-center, his man just couldn't adjust to it.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field, but in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline.
Touchdown, Tennessee! So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Nick Folk now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Titans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Colts and Anthony Richardson headed back onto the field. And it's not just a blip for him this year. He's been one of their go-to scorers on the ground as we get through the heart of this season, leading all quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns. First down throw here from Richardson. Escapes the pocket. Stepping up, and he's going to run. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. They get 13 on the pickup. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down. They're set up at the 35 now. Richardson now on 1st and 10. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Unable to find Adonai Mitchell with that one. So it's 2nd down coming up. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Catch is made down the right sideline. All the way, touchdown, Indy! The Colts cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Colts tie this game 7-7. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So Tennessee headed out for its second drive of the game. And after watching their passing attack take them the length of the field last drive, Brock, I expect we're probably going to see a heavy dose of the aerial attack again here. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3. Throw reeled in by Hopkins. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The Colts adding a man to the secondary here. Third down coming up. From the gun, Levis. Hits him on the out route. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. That's a pickup of 9. And that'll be a Tennessee first down.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
On the play fake, it's Levis. That pass complete to Boyd. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Brought down by Julian Blackman. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Levis from the shotgun. That throw finds Okonkwo. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. And on third down, the Colts going with a nickel here. Looking to throw Levis. He sends this one to the end zone. And he drops it in the end zone. The look was there on third down, but instead it's incomplete.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make it impact later.
And they won't be able to return this one as it sails out of bounds. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive starts with an option, right side. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's Richardson. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
This is reeled in by Pittman. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Titans will get set to take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Nearly an interception on that play, and it sets up 2nd down.
He was defended by Kenny Moore.
Levis now off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting, right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the...
Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Here comes the Titans punting unit. And he drives it towards the other end of the field. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That punt goes 63 yards. And the Colts will take over. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Chidobe Awuzie there on the tackle. Second down now, 7 to go.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
Takes off right out of the read option. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. Jeffrey Simmons that time on the tackle. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. So now here's 3rd and 5. Richardson. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. Tempting to perhaps take the yards and run 3rd down again, partner, but they decline it. That's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he can't find anything as he goes out of bounds. Nothing on that return. So no return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. So now here comes the Titans on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I think this is the part where they run away, Kate. As in run away from that monster. He's just too strong a presence to try to block them inside, and that time, it cost him some yards.
The give on 2nd to Pollard. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Kenny Moore there to make the stop. 4 yards does get him back to even, partner, but they're left with 3rd and 10 now.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Levis back to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Levis. This one finds Boyd. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. 1 quarter down in this all-AFC South contest. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. More from Nissan Stadium coming up after the break. We're ready to go with the 2nd quarter, and it's Titans football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. They run the counter to Pollard. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. Throwing now off play action. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Levis setting to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Ryan Stonehouse back out there again to punt it away. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And this one sails out, no return on the punt. The Colts are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And they've been willing to both call runs for him and let him ad-lib as he sees fit. He's top 5 for rushing yards by a quarterback this season. On first down, it's Richardson. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Tackle made by Elijah Molden. He gets a couple, and it'll bring up third down. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Chased out to his right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And it'll be first down, Colts.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Play action with Richardson. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on first down. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Off the play fake, here's Richardson. Bails out of the pocket quick. He'll step up, and there he goes. By a man, and now he's in the clear. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Jack Gibbons in on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. That was Harold Landry making the tackle. Now pause as we attend to an injured player, and you could hear the stadium take a collective breath. It's their quarterback, Anthony Richardson, who's in need of some assistance. To the air, 3rd and long. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. Here's Matt Gay for the Colts field goal. A 49-yarder in front of him here. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give him the lead.
Jackson now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. We'll get another look at this Tennessee offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Right back to Pollard. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Quiddy Pay there to take him down. 3rd and just 2 to go.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Left side gets it out quick, and it's caught. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Levis here on first down. Boyd hauls it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10, it's Pollard. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brought down by Rodney Thomas. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
Shotgun now for Levis. Pass caught by Ridley. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Tennessee Titan. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
From the gun, Levis. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Here's Levis. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone.
At the 5-yard line.
Levis from the shotgun. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Tennessee! The Titans take a 2nd quarter lead. So, Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
Folk on now to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Titans take a 4-point lead. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Completes this one to Granson. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 47-yard line.
Got his target. It's Granson. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. 1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. From the gun, Taylor. Breaks the tackle, still going. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Here's Richardson. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Broken up by a big guy at the line. So now it's 2nd and long. Back to throw, here's Richardson. He locates Adonai Mitchell. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty. First down throw here from Richardson. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. Following that completion, a member of the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. Give him just 1 yard, I think, on the run. Still some work to do here on 2nd and goal. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at Nashville. The Colts in need of some points before the break. Throwing from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
And as that one falls incomplete, all eyes shifting to the flag that was thrown. If it's defensive, we got a first down here. Well, the pass interference might have prevented the touchdown there, but it gives this offense the yards and a great chance to punch it in anyway. Taylor does not score. They not only stop him, they backed him up a couple of yards.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Indy. The Colts get some late points and the lead. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one right down the middle. And the Colts push their lead to 3. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Titans taking over. Not much time remaining in the half. With the time remaining, we'll see if they can get this into field goal range before halftime. Levis now on first down. Pass taken in by Pollard. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Throwing now on first down, Levis. He throws a bullet to the center of the field.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
He's on the move. He takes it himself. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Levis now off the play fake. That one is incomplete. The clock now down to 16 seconds remaining.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Oh, they are loving this one. It flies out of bounds, and it wasn't too far off the end zone. They're going to say it crossed at the 3. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. We've reached halftime. The Colts on the road and enjoying a nice little lead here. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Jackson Smith-Njigba, a touchdown catch in the victory. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. Fielded at the 7. Finds some space. He's past the 30. This return makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. The Titans and Will Levis set to take over again. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. Good starting field position for the Titans. They've got it, 1st and 10. Levis back to throw. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Intended target was Calvin Ridley. So that brings up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Levis to the air now. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. Levis buys time, rolling run. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. So out now comes the punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. We've got a stoppage now. There was a player shaken up on that return, so we'll take a brief break as they tend to him. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. To throw, Richardson. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it's going to be their football coming up. So the Tennessee offense headed out for another series. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead.
You know, that's one you watch the next day, Kate, and you're just bummed. As a QB, you're a perfectionist. And when it's caught but out of bounds, you know it could have been just a little bit more accurate on your end.
Handoff running left, Pollard. And he has him a small chunk of yards up to the 42. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Again, a run with Pollard. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down and they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
Fits it through the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Titans will have a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute it.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On the play fake, it's Levis. Caught by Pollard. He breaks the tackle. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in 1 play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They'll run here with Tajay Spears. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with the penalty. So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Still 2nd down.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's brought down for a loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Cut near the goal line. And that's a Tennessee touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while, but that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Folk on now to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Titans take a 4-point lead. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Returnable from the 2. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Taylor now up the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Oh, looks like the defense got a little too excited there, and that's going to be a penalty.
Encroachment, defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Still second down.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Trying again following the sack. This one finds Taylor. Decent gain here, but short of the first. There's a pause now. Somebody hurt on that play, and this is one to keep an eye on. It's Jonathan Taylor who's shaken up. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front seven telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Titans ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Levis now against the blitz. Boyd hauls it in. On the move, past the 40. Breaks free in the center of the field. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Pollard goes the wrong way and is going to lose several here.
There is no thought needed from him. He has been doing this so long, dating back to college and high school. Those instincts, and they come at you with a capital I. Identify that run, fire downhill, and get home in the backfield.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Tennessee! The Titans now lead by 10. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game?
Yep.
Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Point after by Folk is up and good. And the Titans drive their lead to 11. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Colts offense set to head out. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 35-yard line.
They run. It's Hull. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Arden Key there for the stop. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. They'll send out the punting unit. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Looking to return from the 29. Escapes a defender. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. This one returned for 11 yards. And it'll be their football. Good starting field position for the Titans. They've got it, 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. They get 28 out of that play. And that'll be a Tennessee 1st down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Pass caught by Ridley. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
You know, quarterback's going to count on 99 of 100 times completing that short, simple route to a tight end. But even the shortest and simplest of throws, they'll find a drop at some point, too.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Steadily keeping him involved in their passing game, Brock, but that throw now didn't work out the way his earlier targets have.
It kind of felt like you could see that from the booth. This defense was sick and tired of this running back catching the ball.
Yeah.
A whole lot more active in their coverage, and somebody was ready to finally separate the football when it arrived. I know. Sometimes we take kickers for granted, but I'll tell you what, you can't hit that any better. Never even flirted with an upright. That was right down the middle.
Return starts at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Handoff to Hull from the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the 1000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or two ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
Once again, Hull. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it about 7 yards on that run. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Richardson. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Takes this in at the 25. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Out come the Titans for another offensive possession. And you can see in these clips quite an extensive highlight reel he's put together in what is a 4-touchdown game for him already.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this guy's in the zone. I know in hoops, sometimes shooters say that hoop looks and that basket looks enormous, right? I know on a golf course you're thinking, man, everything is a birdie. For this guy today, 4 touchdowns on the ledger, he's made it look easy.
And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Levis throwing again on 2nd down. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. It's a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Levis here on 1st down. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He picks up 28 on the play. And the Titans will have a first down. That one complete to Hopkins. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
This is the end of the third quarter. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a two-score game to begin the fourth. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Levis throwing again. He misfired on that one. It's behind his man. Trying to find his tight end. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
And 8 yards to go.
They give to Pollard on the option. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. Call it 1 yard on the run. That's going to set up 4th and 7.
It's 4th down.
Now it's Nick Folk to try the Titans field goal. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. The kick by Gano is good. And that makes this a 3-score game.
I think you could call this one now, Kate. This field goal makes it a 3-score game, and even the most improbable comeback attempts are going to have a hard time erasing that type of deficit here in the final quarter.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Colts ready to take the field. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Richardson. Dump off caught by his back. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
That's caught for the first. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Early movement along the right side. The flag comes out. One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. This finds Mitchell, complete. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. 2nd down now, 7 to go. They'll throw again, Richardson. Doesn't have the hook up there, incomplete pass. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Now Richardson to throw. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
I think everybody on the offense was already thinking about the next play to run as they watch that short little throw to the tight end. You really don't expect to see many of those gimmies dropped.
Here he goes, gotta have this on 4th down. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And this is gonna be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Well, whether they recover that one or not, either way, they were turning the ball over there. But no doubt, Probably stings a little bit extra fumbling it away instead of just being stopped short.
It sure does, because look at the defense. Look at what you just gave them momentum-wise. Not just the ball, but the spirit of those guys knowing, yeah, they not only stuffed you, but they could rip that ball away from you too.
The Titans ready to take over on offense. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. Up the middle, here goes Pollard. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line.
Ball start, offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Throw reeled in by Hopkins. And they get this down to the 28. We'll get a timeout now as they head out for an injured player. And not someone they want to see hurting. Tony Pollard, the one in need of some attention. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Levis now off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. He's keeping it. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. Whistles sound as the defense decides to call timeout. Now the shotgun give to Spears. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Colts adding a man to the secondary here. 3rd down coming up.
3rd down and 2.
Man in motion out of the slot. Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
Spears running behind center. With some fancy footwork there for the touchdown. The Titans keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. It's a Tajay Spears touchdown. He broke the tackle he needed to, Brock, and how about that effort then to keep it going and eventually reach that end zone?
Yeah, that's awesome on the offensive side. Defensively, not every missed tackle is the same. It may be on a stat sheet, but sometimes that help to finish a play isn't arriving quick enough, and you're the only one. The last line of defense, and in that moment, you got to scratch, you got to claw, you got to tear to make the stop, because a broken tackle, well, it can mean a touchdown.
Folk with a point after. And the Titans make it a 24-point ball game. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. On 1st down, it's Richardson. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. That one intended for Adonai Mitchell. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Richardson back to throw. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman Jr. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Trying to throw for it with Richardson. This one taken in by Granson. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. They're set up at the 35 now. Motion man sent left. Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard there. So consecutive 1 yard runs brings up 3rd and 8. Levis from the shotgun. He has the first over the middle. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. There's a stoppage now for an injured player. It's never what you want to see, but especially this time. That's Calvin Ridley, who's the one being looked at. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now it's 2nd down. Shotgun now for Levis. This one finds Boyd. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy.
Touchdown, Tennessee! Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
Folk on now to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Titans continue piling onto this lead. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
At the 32-yard line.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Taken in by Mitchell, right side. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
And the Colts first down.
Throwing from the pistol, Richardson. He's on the move. Now he takes it. The ball's out, he lost it. And it's a turnover, the defense has it.
Man, that run was looking so good for him, but you'll see QBs don't always tuck it away like running backs do. That was loose, ball away from his body and in prime position to be knocked free. That's exactly what happens once that defender catches him downfield.
The Titans and Tyler Boyd set to go to work again. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line.
From the gun, Levis. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
And they send a man in motion. Throwing is Levis on 3rd down. Completed over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st and 10, it's Pollard. And he'll get it down for a solid gain to about the 37. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, a little movement along the line there. That's going to cost the defense 5 yards.
Encroachment. Defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Levis setting to throw. Pulled in along the sideline by Hopkins. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
On the play fake, it's Levis. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And he'll go down here at the 16.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do.
And they take it across the goal line. Touchdown, Tennessee. The Titans throwing 6 more on the blowout. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
Point after by Folk is up and good. And the Titans grow their lead yet again. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. He fields it from the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Colts headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And it just feels like he's been fighting uphill since this one kicked off today, doesn't it? The mistakes just canceling out a lot of what he's been able to do offensively on the positive end of things. This defense, man, they have seized on the mistakes and made life difficult. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. On target to Downs. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 34. Catch is made down the right sideline. They'll get 18 yards there. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
A gain of 18 on the play. 1st down, Indianapolis.
Richardson. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete. So now we get a stoppage. Looks like a timeout called by the defense. 3rd and long, it's Richardson. That's Mitchell on the slant. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do it through the offseason, do it through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force 4th downs just as they did.
And this is headed to the sideline, and it'll bounce out at the 7. Wow, great kick. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Defense showing blitz. Levis. Brought in right side. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line. That's the 2-minute warning here in Nashville. Titans on their way to their 3rd win of the year. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. On the ground, Pollard. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Now we get a timeout taken by the Titans. That's their first. They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. Duke the defender. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And they're going to take over possession. First down throw here from Richardson. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Working from the gun, it's Richardson. To the sideline it goes. He's got it beyond the marker. Looks like he stayed in as well. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10.
First down, Colts.
To throw, Richardson. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the Titans.
They'll throw again, Richardson. This is reeled in by Pittman. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
And the Colts first down.
Still sticking with the passing game. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And that will not be enough for a first down. And the Titans opting for a 50B, a nickel set, 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Complete to Andrew Ogletree.
So this winds up a win for the Titans. And they draw first blood against a division rival. They'll go on the road later this year with a chance at completing that season sweep. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner Brock Heward and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Titans are your winners as we say goodbye from Nashville. One.